You sexy as fuck for a schizophrenic. What opens with a super unhinged mistake because there is no girl on the planet who wants things to start like this. The game isn't over though because Black could easily be gaslit into thinking it wasn't real. Black hits back with why on earth would you say schizophrenic, revealing something crazy. Black isn't actually schizo. Who could have seen that coming? Good move. White responds with, oh, my bad, I don't know what agender means, period. And I thought because you said they/them, you thought you were more than one person. This is an insane statement nowadays and a blunder for sure. But they're not even finished and follow up with, my bad, I don't understand all the terminology. I just got out of a 6-year relationship, I'm new to this. And after blundering that hard, the guilt trip card is not gonna work and Black resigns the match. Next, White starts with, did you know soy sauce is Spanish for, quote, I am sauce, question mark? And I just Google translated it, and it's actually true. What the hell? There's more surprising than finding salad in a gamer's fridge. This is a good move and a smooth way to show knowledge and slide into the DMs. Black replies, now that is how you open a conversation. Real talk though, period. What the fuck is happening in the Spider-Man photo? Which is a good move and a reasonable question. Maybe it's because he's really good at shooting wet and sticky webs into people. Who knows? This is one of the biggest mysteries in the world. Is he talking to Sophie Rain? I was shooting a porno. $15 is $15. There were over a million reasons why White could have been dressed as a Spider-Man on their profile, but I would not have put money on this. It's an excellent move though because they're right. I would do the same for $15, even 5. In fact, maybe I'd even pay $15. Next, you were in my dream in full capitals is the aggressive opening move from White that could lead to literally anything. This game has more possibilities than Doctor Strange saw in Endgame. Book move. Speaking of, did you watch Fantastic Four? Batman dies. Anyways, Black responds with, haha, no way, and anyone who physically types haha is staring at their screen like this in reality. They finished their move with, was my fit hard? And it could have been, but something else definitely was. Good move. White hits back with, you had no fit on, officially declaring this dream a wet one. I mean, I have a lot of wet dreams, but being honest, I don't tend to share them with my bros because that would result in a really freaky mistake. White kicks us off with, I don't think I like her anymore, sad face, throwing us right into a deep conversation. You just know Black is their real bro if White is messaging them, and this is a good move because you shouldn't hide your feelings from the boys. Black hits back with, damn, sad face, and what a shit friend they are. If someone tells you this, the last thing they want is a one-word response because it's an inaccuracy. Offer some support at least. Actually, maybe don't if they reply with, but, There's like a girl I'm attracted to though. What the fuck have I just read from White? That wasn't a joke. It was more of an audition for a courtroom appearance and a criminal move. My guy just opened his mouth and speed ran his way onto an FBI watch list. Next, oomphs. White starts with this confusing phrase that I can't understand and I hope I haven't reached unk status. Someone should try to translate this inaccuracy in the comments. Also, imagine being a goddamn Twitter user. Black clearly understands and replies with, Daddy is here. And we, yes you and me, know they don't mean an actual father. It's Twitter for God's sake, and the only daddy here is text chess. Blunder. Daddy, please cuddle is White's response, and unlike oomphs, cuddle is a word I can translate. Bend me the fuck over and take me to Town. To be honest, it doesn't take a genius to translate that. If this works, I guess it can be a good move. Black hits back with kitten, daddy has to work, I'll bend you over later, All I'm gonna say that people can be into certain things, but putting those certain things on a Twitter publicly is not okay. However, I'll give it a good move because they match each other's energy. Next, White begins with WYD, also known as E4 and a book move. There are a lot of better openings, and this one is most comparable to a slice of plain white bread. At least put that shit in the toaster. Just period, high ordered nuggets, is Black's response, and after the period mid-sentence, they did not have to explain that they were high. Chicken nuggets is a fire order though, so I'll give this a great move. I'm not gonna lie, there's only one good sauce for chicken nuggets, and that is definitely the orange one, the sweet and sour sauce. If you like ketchup or any other one like mustard, you're fucking weird. Anyway, White responds with, I wish I was a nugget, and then I CLD hang out in your tummy, revealing they most likely have a GPA of 0.000001 with this blunder. I get the point, but a tummy is full of acid, so White would literally burn alive in there, but from the sound of it, that would not be a bad thing. Black hits back with a series of dots and a question mark before replying, "Fuck did you just say to me?" Which is an incredibly valid question. This is a good move, but the best move would have been resigning the match immediately. And this screenshot was submitted by my Discord, so be sure to join with the link in the description to submit yours. Next, anime question mark. This opening from White does jack shit for our entertainment, but who knows what it could lead to. Book move. Black hits back with Obey Me, which is a forced move telling White their favorite anime. White misunderstands this and replies with, okay, hard eyes emoji. This poor soul is about to have their heart broken. White plays a miss here and thinks Black is actually telling them to obey. The anime is called Obey Me, crying emoji. Black hits the blow and corrects White with their best move, embarrassing them for all of TikTok to see. White is probably praying their friends don't stumble across the comment section or they're getting screenshotted to oblivion, as you can see from this video. Oh, period, is White's response, and you just know they're on the verge of tears. At that point, just resign the match because saying oh just makes things more embarrassing. Now the world knows they're into dominant men, which is kind of sad. Blunder. Next, White says, oh wow, a girl, in my DMs, a real girl, phew, calm down, Deku, just gotta show her yours, aura, in a huge blunder off the rip. Anyone who speaks to themselves inside of their text is a threat to society, and nobody can convince me otherwise. And holy shit, Deku isn't even finished, which is surprising because I'd imagine he finishes quite fast. White follows up with, do you want to see my penis? And to not grade this an outrageous move would be outrageous in and itself. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see the second head of Deku. He's a minor for fuck's sake. Next, White sends a cute picture of their dog, which is always an excellent move. Who doesn't want to see someone's dog? There's only one thing better though, and that's a picture of their pussy cat. Black hits back with OMFG, like every girl is supposed to say to a pet. She was definitely sipping a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte whilst typing this book move. You just know every Starbucks in her local area loves her for all of the money. He's watching me beat my me. He's watching you. What now? White plays an insane out-of-pocket blunder because who the hell does this? For the love of God, do not let this D1 Gooner get his hands on peanut butter. Wait, they're not done. E. Catastrophic psycho. Ooh, I thought we were in for a huge case here. I mean, if any authorities are watching this video, just remember that White does have the common power of lying. Next, White titles their messages, Need a Girlfriend, and it contains, if you're a girl and you play Clash, hit me up in the DMs, period. Please, I'll pay you, brackets, only good-looking girls. And anybody who pays for a message from a girl deserves to be publicly executed for the entire world to see, except the UK, blunder opening. Another player in the clan takes the role of Black and posts with the title, Please Help, followed with, I keep getting an erection whenever I see the Musketeer. I just imagine her giving me head with their cute little hat on, please. I can't attack in war because I can't stop touching myself. What in the actual Gooner have my poor, once innocent eyes been exposed to? I know I've already handed out an outrageous move for this video, but a second one can't hurt. Well, it can, but you know what I mean. An innocent third-party reader reads these messages and then sends, friendly reminder that Black Lives Matter, black fist emoji, earning a trophy move, trying to feed these absolute psychopaths a good message. I doubt it'll change them though, because they seem too far gone. Next, White opens asking, how do I get a date from that handsome devil in tans, hard eyes emoji, and that dog's adorable, so I'm sat here asking the same question, making it a good move. Complimenting a girl's dog is better than complimenting her, I swear. Black hits back with, I can ask him and follow up with you, playing the role of Cupid in disguise. You have to respect this brilliant move. I'd really appreciate it, exclamation point. Tell him I like long walks and I can bring treats, exclamation point. White responds with an excellent move on the offense, as no dog in this planet can turn this down. The thing is going to be really pissed in excitement after reading this. Black then drops an absolute bombshell asking, he said, do you like anal, question mark? Why do I do this shit, man? YouTube does not pay me enough for this torture. This blunder reveals Black as an absolute psychopath who sexualizes their own dog and needs the animal. Next, White replies to a photo of Black in a hospital bed with, what the fuck happened, yo? And I can't help but read this in a Jesse Pinkman voice. If you know, you know. This is a normal thing to ask someone in a hospital though, and a good move. A car T-boned us, wounded emoji. Damn, this injury is kinda serious. Black's forced response says what happened, and based on the image, this was a bad T-bone. Unfortunately, it gets White's other bone to a high blood pressure. As they give back with fuck, when can I debone you though? And this guy is smooth, I'll give him that. However, the chances are that this debone barely reaches a nanometer. Blunder. Next. How are you? Is the first move from White, which is a book move with no need for exclamation. Black hits back with I'm pretty good, like a 9. How are you? Keeping things polite and allowing the race to begin. I do have a problem with their day ranking though, because pretty good is not the equivalent of a 9. Come on, man. Inaccuracy. White answers with I'm good, like a 7.5, just ready to get out of this car. Making sure to keep things upbeat with a 7 despite being annoyed about being in a vehicle, so you have to respect this good move. Hopefully we can bump that up tomorrow. Black hits back with a great move, starting the actual Riz and giving themselves a good position on the board. I'm sure more will be bumping up tomorrow than the day rating though. Oh, it definitely will be. Also, nice choice of words, suspicious smirking emoji, is White's response as they manage to pick up the fact that something else will bump up. This is an excellent move, entertaining the Riz and allowing it to continue. But unfortunately, Black is a dumbass and misses with, did I accidentally make a pun, crying emoji, which is a miss because bro missed their own insinuation like a f***ing idiot. Imagine making a dirty remark and not even noticing it yourself. There can't be much worse than that. Fortunately, White chooses to be kind and replies, yes you did, crying laughing emoji, instead of ripping into Black like a Christmas present, which would have been the best move by far. The one White played though is still a good move. I still don't get it, LMAO. Bro, it was going so well until Black fumbled the bag. At this point, just ask ChatGPT what bumping something up could mean instead of making yourself appear all innocent and cuddly. What a blunder. White gives a hint and explains with bump, grapefruit emoji, peach emoji. This is a forced move. White tried to avoid explaining for as long as they could, but it gets to a point where a hint is necessary, and this was that point. Black finally understands and asks, like bump uglies, and this is one of the corniest ways to explain intercourse. It's almost as bad as referring to it as the devil's tango and a mistake any day of the week. Black closes the game with yes, and I'm very surprised they put up with Black until the end of the match. Whether they end up actually bumping uglies after this good move, we'll never know, and that's probably for the best. Subscribing to me and liking the video would also be for the best. Trust me. Next, White sends a gif of some angry WWE fighter followed by me when I see God brackets. I'm mad at him for making girls have periods. And let me guess, they are 6'5" and write feminist literature for a living. They probably listen to Mitski, drink matcha, and wear tote bags too, but to be fair, I'll still call this a good move. What the fuck, lol, is Black's response, and this is the last thing you want to see in response to your Riz. Well, at least second last to a screenshot spam on Snapchat. Given how mediocre the Riz was though, Black likely made the right choice rejecting them, likely making this a great move. LOL. I would fight them on your behalf, my lady. Asterisk, tips fedora, asterisk. Okay, this was funny at first, but now I'm cringing like hell. White plays a huge blunder and should have been a Discord moderator. Next. Hey, asterisk, palms are sweaty, asterisk, is White's terrifying opener that better be tailored for scaring women off, because this will not pull shit. We have had a big supply of blunder openings this video, and this move from White only adds to that. Asterisk, knees weak, asterisk, asterisk, arms are heavy, asterisk. Yo, this response from Black is actually god tier and nothing short of a brilliant move. Turning a creepy Gooner into an Eminem track might actually be in the top 5 most aura moments in text chess history. Feel free to drop your top 5 down below. White drops the vibes by continuing with asterisk, there's vomit on my sweaty already, asterisk, but then ruins it by adding ooh, revealing that they have zero hope in this world. Back-to-back blunders definitely isn't going to help their elo, so I'll be generous and call this a mistake. Strangely, Black ignores this by continuing asterisk, mom spaghetti, asterisk, and maybe this is a coping mechanism. Coping mechanism or not, the match is still an inaccuracy for the sole reason that they haven't resigned the match yet. Alright, f*** the asterisk. Ew, no, what the hell? Wanna go out, question mark? White plays the second brilliant move of the match, and this is the perfect example of going from geek to locked in within a matter of seconds. They went from phrases like ooh to dropping game, and you have to respect it. Black gets back with, yeah, sure, why the fuck not, resulting in the most unpredictable win of all time. Maybe Black not resigning wasn't an inaccuracy after all. Next, White starts with hey with 4 Ys. My friend thinks you're cute, but she's too shy with 2 Ys to message you herself. She's getting annoying. Can you please message her first, please? Question mark. Already putting their friend at a disadvantage like a shit friend. If your friend wants you to message their crush for them, the best move would be slapping them upside the head and making them do it, or you're screwing up their chances with a mistake. Black hits back with, "Go fuck yourself. I'm into anime girls, and I really, really hope that this is a joke trying to make White's friend bounce." Assuming that's the case, this is a great parry and a brilliant move for sure. Click the playlist that's coming on a screen now for more games.